Riverbank Planning Board will come to order this 11th day of February. The time is 7:04 PM. Adequate notice this meeting has been posted at the Borough Hall, filed with Borough Clerk and mailed to the Asbury Park Press and the Two River Times. Roll call, please.
Mayor Portman, absent. Shauna Ebanks, present. Christina Bonatakis.
Present.
You need to turn on your mic.
Present.
Dan Mancuso,
Here.
Louis Demento,
Here.
Barbara Boa is absent. Megan Massey. Here. Turn on your mic. Here. Wilson Beebe,
Here.
Itzel Hernandez, absent. Frederick Stone.
Here.
Thank you. And Brian Parnigan.
Here. Okay, we have the meeting minutes of January 28th. If anyone has any questions, additions, revisions, etc. If not, would someone please make a motion?
Accept the minutes.
Do we have a second?
Was who? Wilson?
Yep.
All in favor? Dear
I'll
Nancy.
abstain as I was not here. Then we have the resolution of approval for 170 Broad Street, Block 104, lots 14 and 15. Could someone make a motion for that?
I motion to approve.
Is there a second? Want to vote on that roll call or
All in favor?
I abstain? Okay, we have 183 Doctors James Parker Boulevard, Block 90, Lot 1201. This continuation, the improvements include a subdivision of the property, 2 detached, 2-family dwellings, parking, drainage, lighting, landscaping, and additional improvements to the property. Mr. McKenna, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Please excuse my voice, a little hoarse, but I'll do my best. As Mr. Chairman and members of the board, as you know, we were here not long ago, and we had a really, I thought it was a very helpful and interesting session where we had a lot of discussion. We listened to comments from the board and attempted to incorporate as much as we could and listen to the suggestions that board members had and made some amendments to not just the engineering plans, but also the architectural plans. And with the impeccable timing of Mr. O'Neill, we'll probably call him first to address the architectural issues and then call on Mr. Garuda to deal with the engineering issues.
Right, and before you do that, let me just mark in the following. I pressed it.
Sorry. No one turned on this.
All right, so I have the following additional exhibits to mark in. Exhibit A10 is the revised site plan. Exhibit A11 are the revised architectural plans. Exhibit A12 is the revised storm management report. And Exhibit A13 is the installation, operations, and maintenance manual.
Is the revised layout dated 1/19?
It is.
Okay. Go right ahead, Mr. McKenna, it's your show.
Yeah, and I apologize. Thank you, Shauna. We're also going to mark in the second engineering letter and review letter, which we're going to mark in as Exhibit B2 as in Board 2.
You need to add the plan.
You gotta put it.
Do you want me to put it up?
Oh, please.
Ed, use that microphone, please. If you're not close to it, we won't hear anything.
There you go.
Yes, as based on the comments that were made last meeting, we made architecturally a change to the fenestration pattern on the front building, the building closest to Dr. James Parker Boulevard. And we that also necessitated a slight change on one of the side elevations. So if we go down, keep down. Keep going, please. Keep going, please. Keep going, please. So we're talking about the building that's to the right on the screen. And again, there should be a new elevation, which was probably the last sheet. I'm gonna guess. Nope, that's it. One back, please. Yeah, next one. There you go. So this is the elevation that we altered. So there were comments about the windows, these 4 windows. So we basically took this window and used it as a template to make these 2 the same. These are in the laundry room and the powder room. Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm not sure. Is that all right to do? Okay. I didn't read. No, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about it because I can't see the screens this way. So anyway, so these are now, these 3 are the same. This one's slightly smaller, and it has to do with, because this is in a bedroom, and so we want to be able to furnish under it. So these 2 match, and then these 3 match. And then the other thing we did was we took this metal roof idea and brought it over the opening. Now the door is set back a few feet, but there was a desire to have it articulated here. And Sean, if you scroll down a little bit, I think then, there you go. You see this roof that was there before continues and wraps the corner, and that articulates that void, which is the covered part for, being in the rain or obviously the snow, to get to the door, which is here. So those were really the revisions based on the comments, and we put the trees in the other drawing that would show approximately where those trees are located, which would be on the street. They're the street trees, and that their spacing is about this, within a foot or 2. And so and then the driveway is here that drives into the site. So again, by taking and turning the building to the side, we decrease the size of its profile to make it more in keeping with some of the houses along Dr. Parker Boulevard. And as we talked before, we said that the pitched roofs, lap siding, and things are pretty much all over the street. So we think we're blending in as much as we can. This element is a Belvedere, which again, we spoke about last time, and that's a passive solar device. So what this does is the unit's split in it. And so this lets light into the core of the building, which is what a Belvedere did in the houses in this area when the house got to be more square than rectangular. And then these windows are all operable. So what happens in a nice spring day, if it's 70-something degrees out, you don't have to turn the air conditioning on. Because you open these windows and you open these, it creates what's called the flume effect. So the air will go out, exit, and there'll be a natural convective current inside, which will make the house more comfortable. And again, that's an old, device that's reused for contemporary applications.
And also, I think in the engineer's letter, there was a question as to whether the attic or basement were going to have living space, correct?
Not initially, although they are done to accommodate that if that's something that eventually wants to happen, and then they have to come back here. The physical ability to do it is there. So in the basement, there's a legal egress window, and the stair is a legal egress stair. And then in the attic is 1/3 the size of the floor below, so it can act as a half story. But there's no intention at the moment to finish them.
So are we going to agree then to a deed restriction, making clear that if it's ever to be occupied, they need to come back to this board? Is that what, because you're saying now you're not intending to occupy them?
Yeah, I excuse me. I would assume that the board would want us to come back. And we would agree to that condition.
That's the basement and the attic.
Right,
Yes.
and we have a drawing of, Sean, if you could go to the, please. Go in the other direction, so to say. Hey, nope, yeah, so this is the attic. And then on one of the other sheets, the basement is the basement.
And the floor plan evidence is the basement, but it's not a finished basement.
Right.
And this is both buildings, right?
Yeah, they're same. They're the
Okay,
same.
that's
They're
right.
the same floor
Just
plans.
making sure.
Yeah, there it is, right here. So even though there's a bathroom there, the bathroom is really there as a future thing, you know, if something wants to be done in the future. So the plumbing will be there.
But for now, it's just gonna be mechanicals and storage.
Yeah, and then the bathroom will just have the plumbing stubs, if you will. So again, if they convert it, they wouldn't have to excavate.
That's the basement?
That's the basement right here, yeah. And these wells here that you see, those are where the egress windows would be. Oh, there was one other comment in the planner's letter, if I could address it.
Yeah, sure.
About the physical look of the buildings. They talked about having the buildings look more different. And my position is that they will always look different because of their orientation. They'll never look the same. You'll have to make a real effort to look at them and look the same. The distance between them and the orientation, nobody's ever gonna know. And that's the reason why they're oriented the way they are. We had other configurations, but the idea was that they won't look the same.
Are there any questions for Mr. O'Neill?
And Mr. Chairman, we'll note for the record, there is like, as at last meeting, there is no one here from the public, so we don't need to open up to the public every single time. If someone does come, we'll make that a note.
Jackie, are you okay with, there's lots of continuing comments in your most recent letter. Is there anything there that you don't feel satisfied about?
I believe they would be handled by the engineer instead of Mr.
Okay.
O'Neill. But I don't know if Dan had any more, as the board planner had questions.
I don't believe that well, actually, yes, can we clarify some of the numbers in the plan? I think there's some discrepancies between the two plans and the data tables about the height of the building as well as the habitable floor area. Are we able to get?
Yeah, the architectural plans are the correct ones. I'll ask Mr. Garrido to adjust his drawings as required.
Okay.
And just so you know, there was a written submission of that, and that has been filed and sent in.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, maybe I missed this. If regarding the bathroom in the basement, what is the intention of putting the fixtures in there if not?
Although you just put what they call the stubs, which are the pipes that would go into the slab, but you don't put the fixture in. That way, if eventually you want to do it, then you don't need to do the heavy plumbing work of ripping up the slab and all
Right,
that.
it's just gonna be rough plumbing to start,
Yes, that
and
rough
that's not
plumbing is a
going
good
to
thing.
be finished.
Correct.
And the fact that I actually knew the term rough plumbing.
I was congratulating you.
Good. If not used for bathroom purposes, what other uses would that? Well, sorry, if not used for bathroom fixtures, what other purposes would the rough plumbing?
Just storage.
As
is
in, well, no, for the plumbing itself, like, is it suitable for other purposes? Is that separate from what would be used for like a washer?
Oh, no,
dryer?
it's different. They're not the
It's
same.
different. Okay.
Yeah, the plumbing for a washer dryer is different than for a bathroom.
Okay. And I'm asking this because I typically would discourage full bathrooms in a basement because they kind of, I've seen instances where that kind of attracts people to misuse the basement as a accessory apartment. So that's the reason I'm asking these questions.
And that's exactly why it's designed the way that it is. So it can't be used. Unless
Well,
or
unless I
until,
put the fixtures.
unless or until we come back and ask the board for permission. Well, I shouldn't say waive it. And
It would be the inhabitants.
To make it living. space.
That's the only question I have right now.
Sure.
Anyone from the board have any other questions for Mr. O'Neill?
I don't know off the top of my head what the tree ordinance states. What number is it? 6.6. Where is it? Where is it in Jackie's letter? The plan shall be advised based on the tree removal proposed 12 replacement trees of 3-inch caliber, 3 feet, no, 3-inch caliber are required. The replacement trees are proposed but do not meet the replacement requirement. The plan shall be revised to provide the minimum number of replacement trees. So what's the question? Did they have to, so exactly what it says here. That the
12
tree,
trees with a 3-inch
right.
caliper.
So the size of the tree, no, it's the size of the tree. It's not always 12 trees. You have to take how big the current tree is. And then that is calculated. It was like how many trees are they removing? I don't know the answer to that. Jackie, do you know?
Mr. Gudo has that.
Is that an engineering question that we should hold off on until the engineer testifies?
Makes sense.
Okay, so we'll get to that, Mr. Demento.
Any other questions from,
I would just say that in response to the architectural changes, I appreciate the changes that were made. Last time we met, my concern was the orientation of the building was such that a sort of side yard elevation was fronting the street. And my opinion is that I think it was addressed. I'm satisfied with that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I guess my question is, why not just put in the bathroom? Or not put in the bathroom? Because it seems like you're just like waiting to then put the bathroom in. So either just make the decision, just like don't have a bathroom in the basement or have a bathroom in the basement.
I think if,
Because then you have to come back to the board or code enforcement comes knocking on your door wondering why someone's living in the basement.
yeah, for construction purposes, if that day were to ever arise itself, you have to do it while you're building the building. You don't want to go back afterwards and tear up the basement to do it. We don't anticipate, as Mr. O'Neill said, it'll just be stubbed and you won't be able to use it unless you get permits and.
No, I know. So why not just do the full bathroom to use it?
My clients are willing to do the bathroom. We thought it was of the board's
Maybe I don't know. Is there
opinion
like a-
not to do it.
Well,
So
I think as our planner just said, he discourages it. I think what the concern is, and I don't want to speak for the whole board, but I think what Ms. Massey's concern is you're creating, it's almost an attractive nuisance within the house that, okay, the stuff, it's there. The piping's there, so it's like a future owner or it's just gonna do it, regardless whether there's a deed restriction or not, and then it's up to code enforcement to find out that it's been done. So it's almost there like calling, please put us in, please put it in. And I think that's what the concern is. So either just say you're gonna do it and let the board tell you they don't want it, and the planner is advised against doing it, or don't put the stubs in. So we don't have to run into that inevitable situation.
Or the alternative would be to provide egress, right?
Well,
Yeah.
they've built it to provide egress already.
Right.
Right.
They have the stairs and the window wells, so.
Oh, the
How many
window wells
bedrooms are there upstairs?
Three.
Three.
Well, you actually don't want the egress and the bathroom because then it is even more tempting to turn it into an apartment.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tiring that we have so many people living in so many houses in town.
sure.
And the bathroom in the basement adds to like a whole nother family could live down there. depending. Um,
Again, I understand where you're coming from, but there's no separate entry to the basement.
With it, well, that's
You'd have
what
to go
got
through
people in
the-
the past.
Well, no, that's what I mean. I understand, but I understand. Mr.
I guess the fear is if they install, and I'm not saying these people, your clients would, but a future owner, if someone was inclined to illegally install the bathroom without coming in back to the board, they're not going to care whether there's egress or not egress. That's there because they're already doing something that's illegal. So would your clients, and I don't want to speak on behalf of the board, if it's based upon what the chairman just said, based upon what Ms. Massey just said, would your clients agree just to remove that bathroom from the plans altogether? It's not, if they're not intending to do it, don't install it.
I would favor that approach.
Okay.
of course you can, but it's a lot of work and it's rarely done right. You've got to get the sewage line out.
No.
And the time to do it, if you're gonna do it, is when they build a house, because it's so much easier to do. You don't have to step up a platform to sit on the toilet.
Mr. McKenna, do you want to take a minute and talk to your clients?
I think we have an answer.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I think.
It's kind of a compromise. You want,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
well, what if it was a half bath? So it would just be a toilet and a sink. Therefore, it wouldn't be adequate to have an apartment down there because you wouldn't have a tub or a shower.
That's better.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
You just do half-
I'm sorry,
what if
can
did
you hear
half
me?
bath?
Oh.
Board,
Did
you okay
you
with
did
that?
you need me to repeat myself? I'm sorry.
I'm okay with a half bath.
Just for my own clarity, what is the ultimate limiting factor here? Is it the extra square footage? If the egress is satisfactory and there's a bathroom in the basement and they wanted to use the basement for a bedroom that's part of that house, does that kick it over a certain amount of square footage, or what's the limiting factor here?
Egress is the biggest factor.
And if
And
they,
they're solving for that when they're building the house.
right,
So could someone live down there? Yes. From a fire code standpoint, they've got the egress. That's the most important thing.
right.
But without a full bath, not a great place to live.
Yeah.
If you don't
Sure,
have a shower,
sure.
but, somebody would do it. Join a
but
gym
could
and
it-
go shower there. We've seen it.
Seen it with code enforcement where, again, not saying that the applicant will do it, but we've seen it where new buyers go in and they convert any space, the smallest of closets, into an apartment unit. And there's no bathroom or anything like that, but they converted a whole closet into a bedroom, just for a new tenant. So I think it may be best just to find a way how to prohibit them from creating these spaces for overcrowding and just stuffing people in these random rooms. And I actually don't like the fact that there isn't an extra set of steps that goes outside from the basement. It's just a little bit complicated when it comes to code enforcement, and it's only an issue, and code enforcement only really knows about what's going on when there's a code issue.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we will never know if they're the bathroom is, the hookups and everything is already there. And, somebody does it illegally. We won't know unless, they sell the building and they go for the CO inspection.
What's the final answer?
I'm okay with the half bath.
Yeah, I agree.
Great.
Right? Okay. All right. So the deed restriction condition is going to be the attic can't be occupied without coming back, obviously. And the basement is at the most, is it going to be finished then? The basement going to be finished with the half bath, or what are we doing?
No, not,
It's an
not,
unfinished basement with the half bath.
right.
Okay. Okay. And then it has the egress windows.
Yes.
Correct.
No stairs.
There's
Just,
to the
just
first
the
floor.
stair that gets.
No, I understand that.
No exterior
No stairs going from the basement.
No, no,
Okay.
definitely not.
Thank you.
That's
Are you
all we
ready to
need,
mi-
that's all we needed for.
Okay, so we like to call Mr. Garudo. Jay?
Was Mr. Guido previously sworn?
Yes, he was.
Okay, still under oath.
Thank you. I have an exhibit, but I guess it's maybe easier for you guys just to look at the site plan on your screen. I'm sorry?
This picture, is this good?
Well, that's the old plan. If you don't have the new one, I can
I
just,
think I have to, hold please.
I do.
Yes, I could get that for you.
The 119 one.
maybe go back. You're going too far. That's probably the easiest, sheet. Okay. So basically, the major changes to the engineering plan where we eliminated the kind of the two parking lots we had. We had two parking lots, which each had 4 parking stalls in each. You know what? Maybe I'll just show my exhibit because then I can kind of point to the two.
Mark, you want to mark that?
It's a different exhibit, so I
Yeah.
think we're up to exhibit A14.
Yes, correct.
And A14 is a colorized version of what's
It's
also
both-
included in the site plan.
Yeah.
All right, so it's a colorized version of, do you know what sheets those are?
I'm sorry?
What sheets within your,
It's the landscaping sheet.
of landscape, I'll just put that, colorized
sheet
version of
7.
landscape.
And what I did is I cut the previous exhibit just so you can see a comparison.
Okay, page
Okay.
7, go ahead.
So the previous, we had these kind of 2 little parking lots, each with 4 stalls. They really weren't efficient as far as lot coverage because you had one driveway and you only had stalls on one side. The board suggested that, would we eliminate 2 of the parking spots and only provide 3 parking stalls for each unit, which we did. Because of that, we're able to eliminate both these parking lots and sort of just put 3 stalls off the main driveway. That provided a lot less lot coverage on the property. Substantially, really. We're able to provide a few more sidewalks now. So another question was, where are you going to put the garbage cans and how are you going to take the garbage cans out to the street? On the building up front, this building here, we're able to kind of split the rear decks. These decks are elevated a few feet and the stairs going down, we provided a little concrete area where the garbage cans would go. And then we provided a sidewalk. So we would have a hard surface to take the garbage cans out to the street. The rear building, we provide the garbage cans in the back between the 2 decks, and as well as provided a sidewalk to get it out to the driveway so they could take it to the street. We also showed where the condensers were going to go. On the rear building, they're going to go on the 2 sides of the building, and on the front building, it was going to go. I guess that's the side or the rear, whatever you want to call that side of a parking lot, and we were able to screen all those. And like I said, the garbage cans are going to be kind of behind like 2 block walls where the stairs are coming down. The redesign enabled us to eliminate, we had 2 underground detention facilities. We eliminated those. We were able to put just one larger facility sort of in the center of the area that provided a much larger green area in the center of the property also. Those are really the major changes. I did my best to address all of Jacqueline's technical comments to my ability. I think we cleaned up most of the technical comments. She certainly still has some more, but if the board were to approve the application, it would certainly be conditioned on meeting all of Jacqueline's technical comments to her satisfaction.
I just have a comment. I'm not sure if I sent the shade tree comment to you, Ed, and I apologize if I didn't.
No, I'm sorry.
But so their comments, were that two street trees were required. But you're proposing 2 crabapple trees near the sidewalk, and so they'll count that as for the 2 trees required. And then there's a sugar maple in the right of way, and that tree should be protected during construction. And that's all the comments that we have.
Oh, okay. It's fine.
And can you answer Mr. Demento's question about the tree caliber? How many trees are you taking down?
I believe there's 6 trees we're removing. So whatever we need to replace in the caliper, whatever we need, we'll certainly agree to that.
And Jackie, you calculated it per the ordinance that that's how many
Yeah.
need to be installed.
Correct. So the ordinance takes into account the size of the trees that are being installed and how much needs to be replaced depending on the size of the trees that are being the size and number. Mhm.
They vary. The largest one was there's a 36-inch tree kind of in the front middle of the property. And then there's like 5 trees. There's like a larger one kind of in the area here, and there's 5 trees along the back here.
So for example, for the 36-inch tree, they have to replant 4 trees to replace one 36-inch tree.
Yeah, this is the new plan I'm pointing to here, and this is a landscaping plan that we proposed, and we'll certainly supplement that to add more trees to that as required. I'm not sure why that was selected, but it would be changed. Yeah. I agreed. Wasn't a good selection. I said we'll revise that.
Well, the Shade Tree Committee, Pershana,
Yeah, they had no issues with the crabapple trees.
they were happy about it.
Yeah,
sounds
and
like.
they found it acceptable for the street trees.
So does that mean we should keep the crab tree? We just want to make sure.
I would say so.
Crab
If
apple.
the shade tree has no issues with the crab tree,
I'm
yes.
thinking about the little rascals myself.
Don't drink the milk.
Did we mark in the the Shade Tree letter? You want to mark that in since we're referencing it as Exhibit B3? Shade Tree. Okay.
I have a question for the engineer. Are you proposing generators with these buildings?
I think that's maybe a question for Mr. O'Neill. He says no, there's no generators
Okay.
proposed.
No. Thank you.
But if because these are for ownership, correct? Or rentals? Their ownership?
They are being owned by the current owners of the property.
Okay,
They're going to start out as the owners, but they anticipate at some time in the future, they may very well wish to sell them.
okay. And so
And-
if,
Yeah, no, I said.
But they have to be,
Right.
they're gonna have to be, you're not asking for a subdivision here, so, oh, you are asking for a subdivision, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So you're separating the 2 lots, okay.
Correct.
Then there's gonna be an easement between the 2, if I remember.
That's correct. Well, see,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you, I apologize.
no problem.
so, if the new owners would like to, place generators, it would have to go next to where the condensers are.
Correct.
Because kind of that area has been cut out for utilities like that.
Mhm.
So can we make that a condition or in the resolution
Well-
stating that any generators have to go in the same area as the AC condensers?
I'd like to comment on that.
And there's plenty of room where the condensers are if someone in the future were to want to install a generator.
Generators are, in my view, should be frowned upon. They are noisy, they are bulky, they are a nuisance. There are better technologies available now in terms of power walls. And so, I don't know what our role is in, making those kinds of determinations, if at all, but I would favor encouraging people, discouraging generators and moving towards power wall standards. Power walls don't make any noise. They don't require any maintenance. They have significant capacities these days.
I think all she's saying though, is not that she's requiring a generator. She's just saying if at some point in the future, the property owner decides to put in a generator, that a condition is that it be put in the same area as
Right,
the
I
condenser. That's all she's
understand
saying.
that. I guess what
Okay.
I'm saying is, are we in a position to stipulate that in lieu of generators, power walls, if
Isn't there a separate ordinance for generators?
Yeah. They have to be set back 3 feet from the property line and, from the side and rear property line.
I mean, generators are permitted at the site. What's the other thing? What do you call
Power
it?
wall.
A
power wall, they're big lithium batteries. They're,
Okay. I don't know. I doubt.
they're
the-
whole house batteries.
That's fine. I doubt the ordinance envisions power walls.
Maybe it's something we can.
Yeah.
Talk to your
Um,
council representative.
Okay, just
I
wanted to,
mean, it's not up to me. I'm
Just-
just
yeah.
saying, I don't think Shauna's suggestion's a bad suggestion.
no, I don't either. That wasn't my point.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just raising the.
Yeah, I don't-
The alternative technology.
But so you're looking to force upon the applicant that if you're going to ever install a generator, it would have to be, if don't do that, it's a power wall.
Well, no, I don't want to pick on this particular applicant. I don't think. I think it's a broader question of the ordinance.
Okay, so that's more of an
Yeah.
issue for council then.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we okay with Shauna's condition?
Yes,
Okay, because it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Does anyone else on the board have any questions for either the architect, the applicant, or the engineer?
What is forgive me because I don't have the documents in front of me. What's the updated impervious coverage relative to the previous impervious coverage?
For lot 12.03, it was 63%. And now it's 56.2%. And then 12.04 was 67, and now it's 57.9.
And do you need any variances for those numbers?
Yes.
yeah, we advertise for them.
Last call, any more questions? You have anything else, Ed?
No, I would like to express, on behalf of the applicants and our experts, our thanks to the board. We listened to your comments and we appreciate them. And as someone who appears before boards regularly, I think it's great when you have a board that you can have a rapport with and you can have a discussion. And sometimes it comes up with much better solutions to issues. So I just want to extend thanks to the board for your help.
I'm sorry. Can you provide testimony as to the subdivision? I realize you guys never really covered that in like the boundaries for the subdivision. You guys never really covered that.
I guess I'll read back to,
Yeah, it's still gonna be 2 lots. There's just, they're gonna be reconfigured. Because it's 2 lots now.
yeah, it's basically 2 lots kind of sliced down the middle of the property, 2 real thin lots. We're proposing the front building, the rear building on a flag lot and putting the property line down the center of the driveway. So you got a flag lot, the rear, and then the front lot, front. And they'll have, shared access, obviously, through the driveway in the future.
And that's essentially because the property's 300 feet deep.
How wide is it?
75.
75 feet wide, yes.
Yeah, and that reminded me, and I apologize, that's exactly why we wanted the planner here tonight on our side, was I think primarily for the flag lot situation, so I didn't know if you had any comments, Dan. Yeah, I think that's why we wanted him here, so if you can just comment.
Close to the microphone.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, flag laws aren't ideal. I think the idea of having two family properties, I think is an appropriate location for it. I think as long as there's a suitable cross access easement, I don't really have an issue with a flag lot per se. Would it have been more efficient to do something like a townhouse on the full lot? The lot is a little narrow, which makes it kind of hard to do a typical design. But you would avoid the flag lot issue. I think this is an okay compromise between, having something more dense and having something, and keeping it the way it is, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just, can we talk about the access easements and how the stormwater systems are going to be maintained between the two properties? Say you sell the two lots, how,
Or sell one and not the other.
or sell one and not the other, who is responsible for the maintenance of the stormwater system?
We're going to have a requirement in the deeds that if you want to buy the property, you have to commit yourself to be responsible.
That's,
Yeah, but who's gonna be responsible? Is it lot one, lot two? Are they gonna have to jointly pay for the
Oh.
maintenance?
Oh,
I think that's what Jackie's asking.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
think
yeah.
because the system straddles both lots, right?
It does.
And so we would recommend almost like an HOA, like it shouldn't be up to one property owner or the other. It should be a common ownership.
Totally agree, and that will be in there.
So you're agreeing to an HOA? Because I know that was up in the air at the last meeting. I think I asked that
Yeah, we
question.
don't want a full-blown HOA, but what we do, what I'll submit to you for your review and hopefully approval will be an agreement that will be binding on all parties, on all 4 units.
How does that work?
I mean, it can work. There doesn't need to be, I personally would prefer an HOA too.
There should be a common fund that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly how it'd be structured.
So it's not an HOA, it's just sort of like a cross maintenance agreement where they have to pay into a fund.
Exactly,
And they're both jointly responsible for the maintenance.
correct.
So it's gonna be an interesting agreement.
Which you will review with us.
I'm gonna review it, you're gonna review it, we're both gonna review it.
Because what's the
Absolutely.
remedy in the event of failure on the part of one of the homeowners?
It would be the other homeowner suing the other homeowner. The defaulting, the one homeowner would sue the defaulting homeowner who hasn't been doing what they need to do.
Just as with an HOA, if somebody doesn't
Yeah.
pay in an HOA, you sue the person.
Can you,
Absentee, like the owner of the one lot is an absentee owner and you can't find them, but so all the
You would-
responsibility is kind of on.
You would, listen, it's not an ideal situation, and that's part of the problems of creating this type of flag lot situation. With across, I think that's why Jackie's bringing it up.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I think at the last meeting, I encouraged an HOA, but I understand why they don't want to do it. It doesn't mean. But it's going to, essentially what would happen is if you have an absentee property owner and the one property owner is suing the other property owner, they would get a lien on the property. And they would have to foreclose. I mean, it's a
Mess.
yeah, it's a mess.
So
But-
shoveling the snow on those driveways.
That's another question.
Right.
Who's, yeah, exactly.
Can
That's
you-
all gonna have to be in the cross access easement that
Yeah.
was discussed.
And there's
can
other.
can you would it be helpful to designate one of the two owners as a primary for the purposes of execution?
deed is recorded. that-
Like, what are you saying? That if one homeowner is not, that you designate one person for the town to go after if there's a problem?
No, that there be one homeowner at least who has primary responsibility for executing on the things that need done. Whether it's arranging for snow plowing or.
Yeah,
maintenance.
you can absolutely say, lot A is responsible for the snow plowing, to which lot B will contribute, after bills are sent to him. I mean, I've seen things like that.
Yeah, ma-
Driveway, yes. I've
The
seen things
stormwater
like,
system.
yeah. Again, none of this is ideal. This is
Yeah.
you're creating that's why people don't like these types of arrangements in general from a planning perspective, because it creates all these logistical hurdles.
Right, but it just seems to me that at least fingering somebody as being in charge is a little better than like
Yeah,
you
I
and me,
agree.
you know?
Yeah, I agree with Wilson because I see it a lot where it's a shared driveway
Yeah.
and one property owner is asking who's responsible for, my neighbor wants to make improvements. I don't agree with it. Who has the majority of my lot?
Remind me, is the driveway all on one lot or is the driveway on both lots?
It's split between two.
It is split. The driveway's actually split.
Yeah,
It's the shared drive.
I know it's a shared driveway, but sometimes the driveway is on one lot with an easement allowing the other person to travel it. But in this case, it's actually a divided driveway.
Yeah.
So how's it being done? It would lot B is the lower lot responsible for their portion of the lot, but lot A is subservient to lot B that they have to do their portion of the lot?
I've done this twice before. I haven't done it recently.
Okay,
So I'd have to go back and open up my file and get into those agreements. But I had one in Oceanport and I think one in Long Branch. And both of them are still there. And I inquired about a year ago, because we've been working on this for a while. How, does it work? And they said, yeah, it's fine. What's the problem? I said, well, I'm not saying there is a problem. I'm just asking, have you had any difficulty as far as the arrangement, so to speak? And in both instances, they said no. But that's only, it's two examples.
but who's responsible? So
They
go ahead.
they came up with something similar to what I think Mr. Beebe was talking about. And that was that they all belong to a group, so to speak, of owners. And then one owner was designated, I think in Oceanport, there's one owner designated as being sort of the in charge party. And they called the shots, they did the collections, all of that, and it's worked. And that one's been there, it's got to be 15 years.
Okay. So, I mean, if that's acceptable to the board, that they have to designate, and one would assume it'd be the northern lot or the one that's closer to the road would make more sense to be I assume would make more sense to make them the dominant lot and having to collect from the lower lot.
Are the driveways designed in a way that they can be easily plowed, or do you have raised block in between them?
I'm sorry, Dave.
No, so it's one surface, easy to plow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I also just want to bring up in terms of the access or the agreement between owners, your utilities, the water and the sewer laterals, you're almost creating your own main in the driveway, right? So say there's an issue on the line a common line, it needs to be snaked or whatever. You got to figure out who's going to pay for that between the
So the
two
back lot
properties.
is gonna mix on the way to the street with the front lot
As it's
sewage?
shown right now, DPU might require them to split it up. That's up to our Public Works Department. They control sewer and water. So they might make them do two lines,
Yep, that
right?
makes sense.
But as it's shown right now, you're sharing sewer and water. you're going into like a common main in your driveway. So then who's gonna be responsible for that? At the, you know, it's the same as a driveway, so, m- I would say maybe we stipulate that they split it.
I agree. It makes sense. It's solving future problems.
We're okay with that, as long as DP, you know,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, so we're leaving, I just want to make sure I understand. So we're leaving it to them to draft this agreement, which is then going to come to us for review. You and
Yes.
Becky and Mark are going to review this agreement. And we're going to put our blessing on it if we like it. If they don't like it, they're going to have to change it. But it's going to have to include everything. It's going to have to include plowing. It's going to have to include access on the driveway. It's going to have to include utilities, repairs, sewer system, absolutely everything.
yeah,
Okay. And we're looking for them to designate one of the property owners as the dominant with collecting from the other.
correct. And also, we're recommending that they split the water and sewer.
And what, to allow emergency access? Has the fire department reviewed this?
I sent the plans, no one responded.
Is the idea that for trash collection, everybody would just bring
No,
their
of
trash
course.
to the curb?
No, you
Correct.
can hit me anytime you
Right.
want.
Um,
Trash is, at the last meeting, you're actually bringing it from the lower unit is gonna have to be responsible for bringing it all the way up to the street.
Yeah, we have the appropriate storage area, and then they're gonna have a cart that they walk up to the street.
All right, so that's gonna have to be in that agreement too, I guess.
Yeah.
That the upper unit's gonna have to allow the lower unit to bring the trash up every single day and bring it back at night.
Yeah,
They're not gonna walk it around the house into the driveway and walk to the street? Yeah, that's makes more sense to
Wait,
me.
say again?
They would walk, the back lot would walk their cans around the back down the driveway to the street, down their.
No,
driveway.
I know that. What I'm saying is there should be some obligation of the lower unit to remove the garbage cans so that the upper unit doesn't have a garbage can sitting there for, that's been picked up for days upon end.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Just so I can imagine this in context, I think last time we talked about, as of now, these were envisioned as rentals. Is that still the case or some other condo situation?
the rentals right now.
So so if they're envisioned as rentals, why are we subdividing the lot? I'm sorry, I wasn't here for the last.
No, so it's just
No.
a question.
So they
No,
did two-
my understanding was that these were being.
Sorry, so it's two family that are rentals. It's two family. So a person is gonna buy the two-family house and rent the
They're
other.
two-family dwellings.
Yeah,
There's 4 families.
but one's gonna own, people are gonna own one of those and then rent the other unit. Okay,
Well, we have to presume that they're going to sell them.
right.
Yes,
There theoretically could be 4 owners.
that's correct.
Oh, God.
Yes, now with that
That's enough.
said, I presume you'd have to come back for another subdivision if I don't know how you would do it. If one of the 2 families decides that they're not gonna be under the common ownership, do you have to come back for another subdivision to subdivide the 2 properties? Because if they're 2 different owners within the one house.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll check, first of all, allow me to check, which I'll be doing anyway, with the tax assessor. Yeah, but
No, if each there's 4 units. All right, right now it's all under common ownership, which you're getting the subdivision. If one of those units decides that I'm now going to sell and divide the ownerships, now there's going to be 3 owners or there's going to be 4 owners. Don't those individual homes need now a further subdivision because they're not going to be under common ownership? What are they? They're not condos. What? Yeah, I mean, what are they at that point? It
well, yeah, the way to handle it is,
this is just, it's very, I mean, again, this is all flying.
Start thinking about it.
Yeah, you start thinking about this is so complicated.
I,
How are they gonna sell 4 units when they only have 2 lots?
They can't, that's my
Right.
point, but
So they gotta sell them together.
if they, so they can't have, but Ed just said there could potentially be 4 owners. If there are 4 owners, then they would have to come back for another subdivision to subdivide
Yeah,
the
the
structure.
bank's not gonna give somebody a mortgage on a half of one of those buildings that is sharing a lot with someone else, and you're never gonna get title insurance.
there's an
either.
easy answer to it. We will not. If you want to buy, you're going to have to buy both units,
That makes sense.
period.
Okay, and that resolves that problem.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be in the deed restriction also.
That's fine.
So there will only ever be 2 owners,
Correct.
at max,
Max.
two
Yeah,
owners.
max, yeah.
Yeah, there could be 1 owner for both places, but.
Because we do have this issue. There is a property on West Front where, there's 4 apartments in there and it's a condo, but there's ownership, and the former owner that did all of this, it's been just a mess on finding out like who owns what,
Right.
and to sell just an apartment, but it's weird how to access it. It's just a mess later on down the road.
Right,
Because
and-
it was a
and-
very confusing deed, everything.
Yeah, and to be clear, that can be a condition. The applicant always has a right to come to the board and ask for relief from that condition because they now want to subdivide one of those units. So that could always happen. I mean, we can't, the board could say no, but that's always a possibility that you could come back and ask for relief from it.
But
So
certainly for purposes of tonight, as far as we're
you're going to deed
concerned,
restrict us to that
Correct.
cannot be sold that way.
yep, that eliminates the problem.
Okay,
And the owners have agreed. So.
okay.
Anyone else have any questions? You have anything else to add, Ed?
No, thank you.
If someone would like to make a motion, as you'll recall, I'm not voting on this, so if someone would like to make a motion, please do so.
Second.
What's your motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just about to say
I just wanted to make a motion. I make a motion to approve. Thank you for making those changes. I think it looks a lot more streamlined with the driveway and more grassy area. which
And
is
thank you
nice.
for your help too.
And I second. Shauna Ebanks, yes. Christina Bonassakis,
Yes.
Dan Mancuso,
Abstain.
Lou Demento.
Yes.
Were you at the last meeting? At the meeting? I don't think you attended the meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is not eligible. And also the chairman isn't necessarily abstaining. He's not eligible because he hasn't listened.
Okay. Megan Massey,
Yes.
Wilson Bibi,
I also was not present that meeting, but I've reviewed the video transcript and I would vote yes.
Sean will get you a certification to that effect.
Okay.
Fred Stone
Yes.
and Brian Parnigan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great night.
Nice to see everybody. Thanks. I'm not sure how to turn this off.
Might be on the bottom, Ed. Thank you. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can I ask a general question?
Sure.
Before you do that, do not leave with you have to take that off the board for whatever we marked in as the extra exhibit.
On planning board
Go ahead.
process. At the last meeting, we had a substantive discussion about the parking ordinance and, how much we allocate. Today, I raised an issue about power walls versus generators. And in the back of my mind, I've also got some questions about permeable driveways, right? Is it appropriate for the planning board to have discussions on these issues as agenda items and make recommendations to the council?
We certainly can, yes. So, send us an email and we can work on that.
Just the parking discussion we had last time, it's sort of like, we had these parking discussions all the time. And, the ordinance is, does the ordinance need, looking at, thinking about?
So it is currently being looked at. So if there are any changes that you'd like, recommendations, just send them to me and I can forward them to BFJ, who's working on the revisions as we speak. And because we'll have to review all the changes that are being made. So if you give me recommendations to send to her of things you'd like to see change, stricter ordinances, then we can make that work and have the discussion on it if it's feasible or if it is more of a hindrance to the property owners.
Right, and that draft ordinance will come here before it gets up to the councils to make sure the entire board
Yeah.
is in agreement.
We can do that. And I'm
Okay.
pretty sure council.
Because
will make
otherwise,
that. Yeah.
yeah, because you don't want to have every single board member emailing you and then the rest of the board is like, that's crazy, whatever the idea might be.
And I would like to thank the board for your continued confidence in me to serve as your chairman during my last year here. So thank you very much.
I think they voted you in abstention.
I know, it's
You're
pretty,
chairman.
it's crazy.
They may do that again next year.
Not happening next year. This is it. I'm like a record, 33 and a third years is plenty. Really is. There should be a law. That's it. We adjourned. I made a motion.
Second.
Yeah.
All right. All in
Sure.
favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.